Our world is growing thirstier. The global supply of fresh water, a resource we have long taken for granted, is under immense and growing pressure. This is a quiet crisis, one that unfolds not in a single dramatic event, but in the slow drying of riverbeds, the steady retreat of underground aquifers. The core of this problem is simple. Our demand for food is rising, but the water needed to grow, it is becoming less reliable. By the year 2050, our planet will need to feed nearly 10 billion people. This will require a dramatic increase in food production, which in turn will demand even more water than we use today, at the very moment climate change is making that water scarcer. This creates a profound risk for global food security and for the livelihoods of millions of farmers. The familiar cycles of rainfall are becoming unpredictable. Regions that once enjoyed consistent seasonal rains now face extended drought. Glaciers that have fed great rivers for millennia are shrinking, diminishing the flow of water to agricultural plains downstream. We are asking more from a natural system already showing signs of strain. This is not a distant problem. It is happening now, affecting crop yields, driving up food prices. We must find new ways to secure water for our farms. The solution may not lie underground or in distant rivers. It may in fact be all around us, held invisibly in the air we breathe. The Earth's atmosphere contains a vast, constantly replenished reservoir of fresh water in the form of vapor. This atmospheric ocean holds more fresh water at any given moment than all the rivers on the planet combined. For centuries we have relied on the natural water cycle to deliver this moisture as rain. But what if we no longer had to wait? What if we could develop methods to gently and sustainably draw that water directly from the air, exactly where it is needed? This is the promise of atmospheric water harvesting, or AWH. This shift in thinking represents a fundamental change in our relationship with water. It moves us from passive recipients of rainfall to active participants in securing our water supply. Instead of relying solely on centralized water infrastructure, vulnerable to climate shocks and geography, we can build a more distributed, resilient system. This approach could empower individual farms and remote communities to become water independent. It offers a future where agriculture can thrive even in drought, using a source of water that is abundant, renewable, accessible to all. The sky is no longer just a limit, it is a resource. Agriculture is the single largest user of fresh water on our planet. Globally, farming accounts for more than 70% of all freshwater withdrawals. In many arid regions, semi-arid regions, this figure rises to an astonishing 85% or even 90%. This immense thirst is driven by the need to irrigate crops to feed a growing human population. For generations we have met this need by diverting rivers and pumping water from deep underground. While these methods have enabled incredible agricultural productivity, they have come at a steep and often hidden environmental cost. Our current water practices are, in many places, fundamentally unsustainable. One of the most significant problems is the depletion of underground aquifers. These vast subterranean reservoirs of water, which have accumulated over thousands of years, are being drained much faster than they can be naturally replenished by rainfall. As water levels drop, wells must be drilled deeper, costing more energy and money. In some parts of the world, California's Central Valley, the plains of northern India, the land itself has begun to sink as the water that once supported it is removed. This process, known as subsidence, permanently damages the land's ability to store water and can destroy vital infrastructure like roads, bridges, buildings. Another widespread issue is the loss of water through inefficient irrigation methods. Traditional techniques like flood irrigation, where fields are simply inundated with water, are incredibly wasteful. A large portion of the water evaporates under the hot sun or runs off the field before it can ever reach the roots of the plants. Furthermore, in many dry regions, the intense evaporation leaves behind salts in the soil. Over time, this process of salinization can render fertile land barren, turning productive farms into saline deserts, forcing farmers to abandon their land. Atmospheric water harvesting, or AWH, offers a compelling alternative to our reliance on traditional water sources. The core idea is elegantly simple: to capture water vapor from the air and convert it into liquid, usable fresh water. This technology is not a single invention, but a family of different methods. The first, fog or dew collection; the second, refrigeration-based systems; the third, sorbent-based systems. These systems can provide a reliable source of water directly at the point of use, bypassing the need for extensive pipelines or deep wells. They represent a decentralized approach to water security, capable of functioning even in places where rain is rare and groundwater is inaccessible. The most traditional and passive form of AWH involves collecting water from fog or dew. In certain coastal or mountainous regions like the Atacama Desert, the air is often saturated with thick fog. Large mesh nets, known as fog nets, can be erected to intercept this moving air. As the fog passes through, tiny water droplets condense on the surface of the mesh and drip down into collection channels. These systems are remarkable for their simplicity and require no external energy to operate. In optimal locations, a single square meter of net can collect between 3 to 10 liters of water per day, providing a vital resource for small communities and specialized agriculture. A more common and technologically active method is based on refrigeration. These systems work much like a household dehumidifier or an air conditioner. They use a compressor and refrigerant to chill a metal surface to below the dew point of the surrounding air. As a fan draws air across this cold surface, the water vapor in the air condenses into liquid water, which is then collected. This method is highly effective in environments with high humidity and warm temperatures. It can produce significant quantities of water, but its primary drawback is its energy consumption. As the air becomes drier, these machines must work much harder and use far more electricity to extract each liter of water. A revolutionary class of materials called metal organic frameworks, or MOFs, is making water generation possible even in extreme desert conditions. Imagine them as molecular-scale scaffolding. These highly engineered crystalline structures are so porous that a single gram can have a surface area larger than a football field. This vast surface area allows them to effectively pull water molecules from the air. The genius of MOFs is their tunability. Scientists can design them to capture water at very low humidity, as little as 10%, and then release it using only low-grade heat from the sun. This is a game changer. Solar-powered MOF systems can produce a liter of water using as little as 0.4 kilowatt-hours of energy, a fourfold improvement over other technologies in arid conditions. The promise of atmospheric water harvesting is now being tested in real-world agricultural settings, moving from the laboratory to the field. These pilot projects provide invaluable lessons about the technology's reliability, complexity, and practical benefits for farmers. In Israel's Negev Desert, a region known for its advanced water technology, a project at a Bedouin community school demonstrated the viability of a sorption-based system. The unit provided a consistent supply of clean drinking water in an area not connected to the national water grid, significantly reducing the community's reliance on expensive and logistically challenging trucked-in water, and this pilot highlighted the technology's potential for ensuring water security in remote settlements. In Chile's Atacama Desert, one of the driest places on Earth, scientists have looked to nature for inspiration. They studied how a particular desert plant uses natural salts on its leaves to pull moisture from the slightly more humid night air. This insight has spurred research into new, low-energy biomimetic materials that can passively collect dew. While not yet deployed at a large agricultural scale, these studies, alongside the long-standing use of fog nets in the region, show a deep understanding of how to work with the unique atmospheric conditions of an environment to source water. In the arid rangelands of Australia, mobile AWH units are being trialed to support the livestock industry. During severe droughts, when traditional water sources like dams and wells run dry, ranchers face the devastating choice of selling off their herds or paying exorbitant prices for water transport. Solar-powered, containerized AWH units have been deployed to provide a critical lifeline, producing enough water to keep core breeding stock alive. Farmers involved in these trials have praised the reliability of the water source. It is a predictable daily supply independent of rainfall, which gives them a powerful tool for managing drought risk and maintaining the genetic foundation of their herds through the toughest of times. These field trials consistently point toward specific crops and applications where AWH provides the most immediate value. Because the water produced is currently more expensive than traditional irrigation water, it is not yet economical for broad-acre crops like wheat or corn. Instead, AWH is ideally suited for high-value, low-volume crops. Greenhouse agriculture is a perfect match, as the controlled environment minimizes water loss, and the water produced is exceptionally pure, like distilled water. This allows growers to add back specific nutrients in precise amounts, optimizing growth for valuable crops like vine-ripened tomatoes, gourmet berries, medicinal plants such as saffron, and nursery stock. The critical question for any farmer considering a new technology is whether it is economically viable. Today, the cost of water produced by atmospheric water harvesting is generally higher than water from conventional sources. Subsidized well water, coastal desalination, trucked water, and solar-powered AWH. The levelized cost of water from AWH can range from under $1 per cubic meter for large, efficient systems in humid climates to over $5 per cubic meter for smaller systems in very arid locations. This cost is still too high for irrigating low-value commodity crops on a large scale. However, the raw cost per cubic meter is not the only factor to consider. The economic case for AWH becomes much stronger when you analyze the full context of a farm's location and water situation. The key factor is the transport premium, the extra cost to move water long distances. In remote inland regions far from the coast, the cost of trucking in water or building and maintaining long-distance pipelines can be extremely high. When the all-in cost of transporting conventional water to a farm gate exceeds roughly $3 per cubic meter, locally produced AWH starts to become not just an alternative, but a more cost-effective solution. This is particularly true for mining operations, isolated communities, and high-value agricultural projects located deep within arid landscapes. Furthermore, pairing AWH systems with on-site solar power fundamentally changes the long-term cost equation. While the initial capital investment for both the AWH unit and the solar array can be significant, the ongoing operational cost is very low. Sunlight is free, and modern solar panels have long lifespans with minimal maintenance. This creates a predictable, low-carbon source of water that is insulated from the volatile prices of diesel fuel or grid electricity. For a farm planning its operations over a decade or more, this stability and low operating expense can make the initial investment a very wise financial decision, providing a hedge against both drought and rising energy costs. Beyond direct cost comparisons, AWH offers significant environmental and economic co-benefits. One of the largest hurdles for the adoption of any new agricultural technology is the high upfront capital cost. Many small farms operate on thin margins, medium-sized farms operate on thin margins, and may not have the financial capacity to purchase a large AWH system outright, even if it would be profitable in the long run. To overcome this barrier, a new and promising business model is emerging: Water as a Service, or WaaS. This model shifts the financial burden from the farmer to a specialized water company, making advanced water technology accessible without a crippling initial investment. The WaaS model operates much like a utility subscription. A water technology company installs, owns, and maintains the AWH equipment on the farmer's land. The farmer, in return, agrees to purchase the water produced by the system at a pre-agreed price per liter or cubic meter. This transforms a large capital expenditure into a predictable, manageable operating expense. It is analogous to paying a monthly bill for electricity or internet service. The farmer gets the benefit of a reliable, on-site water supply without the risks and complexities of owning and operating the machinery. This arrangement offers significant advantages for both parties. For the farmer, it eliminates the need to secure a large loan, reduces the risk of technological obsolescence, and outsources the technical maintenance to experts. This allows the farmer to focus on what they do best: growing crops. For the water company, it creates a long-term, stable revenue stream. By deploying their technology across a portfolio of customers, they can achieve economies of scale in manufacturing, installation, and servicing, which helps to drive down the overall cost of the water produced for everyone. The water-as-a-service model is particularly well-suited for high-value agricultural sectors like greenhouse operations, vertical farms, and producers of specialty crops. These businesses already operate with a focus on precise inputs and predictable outputs, and a reliable water contract fits perfectly into their business planning. As AWH technology continues to improve and costs come down, the WaaS model could expand to serve a much broader range of agricultural customers. It represents a key pathway to democratizing access to water resilience, empowering farms of all sizes to protect themselves against the growing threat of drought. As atmospheric water harvesting becomes widespread, it raises new questions about law and ethics. We have no legal framework for the water vapor above us, an unregulated atmospheric commons. As the technology scales, we'll need to manage it fairly and sustainably. While the current scale is too small to impact weather, future large-scale use will require careful monitoring and proactive policy. The technology is here and the need is urgent. Accelerating its adoption requires deliberate action. First, audit your true water costs. If your all-in cost approaches $3 per cubic meter, piloting an AWH system presents a strong business case. Second, form strategic partnerships. Agribusiness should ally with firms leading MOF development to secure supply chains and drive down costs through scale.